her, I can't put more in. He's like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Like, really? I was like, just do it. And I'm not saying what to do, but she's saying just do it. So I'm like, all right. So I duck bill it. And I got my hand like this now. And I'm pushing the duck bill in. And my first time when I got in, the very first day, like how I got into Vietnam was like sent out emails looking to tour all these different places. I sent some shit out to Japan, sent some shit out to China and stuff. And some little Vietnamese guy was on Craigslist and he found one of my ads that he found out. And I didn't post in Vietnam. He said, why don't you come to Vietnam? It's an awesome place, right? And to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, Rambo, fucking Apocalypse Now, and like, you know, all these other war movies that I'd seen. That's the only little thing that I knew about Vietnam. So I'm like, you know, I'll come, sure, right? Because he'll book all these shows, and the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to cut my fingers off and send them back to my parents, and they're not going to pay for me to be released. So I show up to the place. I get picked up in the airport. He drives me to this seedy hotel. He paid for the cheapest shitty fucking hotel in District 1 that was there. And I get in there and I eat some shitty food. I played a show for the vice president, I guess. I think it was presidents over that way, right? The second guy in charge in Vietnam. I sit down at this whore table. He says I can pick any girl I want. It was an excellent first experience of Vietnam. I was drinking this nasty fucking wine and stuff. And then the next day I wake up covered in puke and naked women because it was one of those times. And my buddy wakes me up and he's like, hey, calling from downstairs. Hey, man. Hey, Adam, man. Hey, Adam, come on. Come on, Adam, man. Adam, man. Adam, man. Come on down. Right. So and eventually, like, I get up and I come down there, but I had all this nasty shit inside of my guts. And it was just like, you know, the nasty wine that I'm not used to that's fermented in some weird way by just leaving it in the fucking sun, like prison wine, right? Eating all like the banh mi's, like the rat heads and all this fucking shit. They leave meat in the sun all fucking day in like a little glass case.
All around here.
Yeah. So I'm eating all this stuff and I'm like, I gotta shit. And it's bad. Like I gotta really shit. So we get up to this other rehearsal place and I'm supposed to meet another drummer. Because the first night I just played like with two guys who were supposed to be famous Vietnamese guys, but they weren't famous. They just said they were famous. In Vietnam, if you're well known in the community, you're famous. And if you're on TV, you're super famous. And if you're actually famous, you're super, really, really super famous. And that's what they fucking call it. So I need to shit and meet these other guys who are not famous. They're just fucking working dudes. And I get up the stairs. I managed to keep it in my ass. I sit down and I shit. And I haven't.
Sure why this is making me laugh so damn hard.
And I haven't shit yet. Keep in mind, dude, I have not shit yet since I got off the fucking plane. So it's been about 24 hours now. And I had all this stuff in me. And I kid you not, it was fucking green as Kermit and as chunky as Campbell's soup. It was like, it was one of the worst diarrhea experience I've ever had. You know, like when your stomach really hurts and you know it's time for it to come out. But usually an American diarrhea, it's going to linger. It's going to take a couple hours. You got to drink some Pepto. You got to do that fucking shit and it's okay. Vietnam, there's no Pepto, no Tums. There's no off-brand.
You're riding it out, man.
Yeah. But I sit down there and it's out in like a minute. It was like an exorcism, you know, like a reverse version of what happens in The Exorcist. It was as close to divine intervention and a cleansing of my soul that I could have possibly had ever gone through. And it's out of my ass now in like a minute. And I'm like, holy shit, right? And I felt fine. I could jump 10 feet in the air after that point. It was the closest to a colonoscopy that I've ever come to in my fucking life. I think if I had bowel cancer, it was gone that day. But to clean up, there was no toilet paper. Nothing. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Right. And like in the far corner where I would have to stand up with a shitty asshole and walk over, there was a plastic garbage can and a pail of water. And there's and we'll get into the butt blaster and all that shit later, but this place was like low end, didn't even have the butt blaster. So I'm like, okay, do I stick my ass into the can of water and kind of just like smoosh it
Kinda
around.
like
It's,
move around.
yeah, right. Do I take my shoes off and just get in like a kiddie pool, right? But I'm thinking, no, I figured I got to use this pail to take it and walk back over to the toilet and just put my butt over like this and kind of run water down my back to wash my asshole.
I would assume that the person that knew better knew to grab the water first before they said.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know. That was my first day.
Just remember, dude walked into the bathroom without shit for 24 hours. The last thing he's doing is grabbing water that he's never seen.
Dude, I felt you.
That's true.
You know, there's been times when I was a rookie, like this is what me and Adam call our rookie.
The rookie year
of being Southeast Asian, and you got to learn a lot of things, and you got to learn them by yourself. Because I came alone, and that was one of the rookie things that I didn't really understand was what was that hose next to the toilet for.
So that's the other thing. So like in the low end ones, they have the plastic can and the pail. And apparently, like Bob said, you're supposed to fill it up.
I've been doing it wrong the entire time.
There you go. No, the can having a slurp, right? But apparently, you're supposed to pick up the pail. Yeah, supposed to pick up the pail and go and sit down on the toilet afterwards, and you just use that to wash your asshole afterwards. Does anyone? I still to this day, no one has explained to me how you're supposed to actually use it. Like,
that's what I was gonna ask. Do you do like the Asian squat and kind of like flick it up there and let it air dry?
That could be a way. That could be a way. Again,
I don't know either. I've seen them when I travel. I see those at the truck stops, but I never shit at a truck stop because you got to squat real low. You know what I mean? My knees can't take that shit, man. So
no,
no.
But the other one that they have is the hose. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it looks like a regular little garden hose that with the trigger, right? Like that you've used a million times before to like just shoot your dog and stuff like that,
it's
right?
A pressure washer.
Yeah, it's a pressure washer. But this thing it has the pressure from this is an actual fucking pressure washer. Like you can paint the fucking take paint off of a fucking deck if you wanted to with this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like this thing.
Yeah, because I use it to scrub my my bathroom floor.
Yeah. And like for real, the women that come in to clean your room, like the maids, will use it to clean the fucking bathroom floor. It's that strong. Right. And like we'll insert a video clip or something here if we can. Of what the butt blaster looks like. Why don't you send me Bob? You got a strong one?
Mine's pretty good when it's working good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Send me a video of that later. We'll put that in this shot right here.
Mine is frightening. I mean that son of a bitch comes out quick and
send them yours.
Sometimes use it.
Now is yours pressure sensitive?
Like
if you hold down.
Judge.
Yeah.
And you can decide how much pressure you want to put on the handle, but you often forget about that and you go full force. The next thing you know, you hit your ass so hard, you got a hemorrhoid the next day.
Yeah, that's no fucking good. That's no good. So guys, I didn't know how to use it. Same with the bucket of water. And I was really confused. I was like, are you rookie year and stuff? Again, am I supposed to sit down? Am I supposed to wash the shit off of my ass onto the floor and then spray it into this little hole? Like how am I supposed to do it? Like it feels like the carnival game that you got the clown with the fucking face and the balloon and you got to fill it up. You're supposed to do that with your ass? Like you go aim that way. So apparently you're supposed to go down the front of the toilet, which for me was really hard to do. And again, I didn't do that. I went around the back. And everyone told me a month or two later when I had the courage to ask other Vietnamese people, it's like, no, dude, you go down the front, you lift your balls up and you put the thing there underneath and you shoot back and down.
I'm starting to realize I've been doing it wrong for 7 months.
Well, okay, so let's take it to the extreme.
Okay.
So I get here, and like I said, I came alone, and so I have my money, and I never stayed at a hostel until I took my first trip to Cambodia, which came a lot later. And so I stayed at hotels, and I stayed at hotels. Reason being is most of them give you free breakfast, and that's a one-off for me. Get up enough, before 11 o'clock, go upstairs and fucking eat all the free food you can while that grandma looks at you like you're a pig. That's an exciting moment. Then you go downstairs and chill till the sun goes down. It's not 500 degrees, and then you go drink. But they provide toilet paper because of Westerners. So
Yeah.
I was using the Westerners and trying to figure out what the hose is for, think it's for the maid. Now, I come to Cambodia with an American guy that needed to do a visa run, and we stayed at a hostel. And it's a nice hostel, and I made a lot of good friends there. I stayed there quite often, but there was toilet paper there, but it never seemed like very many people used it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I started figuring out when I started going to other hostels in Vietnam, there is no toilet paper anywhere. That's when it hit me. That's what the hose is for. So I went to a hostel off of Bui Vien Street where the guy that didn't want to pay got his ass kicked. They didn't have toilet paper. So I was in there one day taking a shit, and I looked at that hose, and I didn't have no paper with me, which I usually carry because I'm from the Army. I travel prepared. I'm like, whatever. So I went from the front, like Adam says, is I guess the right way. And it was a high pressure, sandblaster.
Yeah.
And I went to shoot it, and I just shot shit right up the fucking my backside over my shoulder. And
you
Yeah,
you
it
soaked
was-
your back while trying to
I
clean your asshole.
Yes. And so what turned out to be let's take a shit and go get something to eat and drink some beers turned into let's take a shit. Fuck, now I got to take a shower and start all over again because
Did you
I
have a
totally-
dirty back after that?
huh?
Did you have a dirty back after you shot
Yeah, how
yourself?
can I tell? I just assumed. I'm a very guy.
Well, I got a story that happened in Vietnam the first time I was there in Hanoi.
Yeah.
I did an Airbnb, and I had seen these hoses before in Latin America, but there it just never crossed my mind that that's what you would use, because all the bathrooms there have them too, but they use them specifically to clean the bathroom. Like they use toilet paper. And I, thinking about it now in Latin America, they always say, throw the toilet paper in the garbage. But now it's like, why don't you just use the hose? Yeah, it's disturbing, right?
Yeah.
But the plumbing is so bad. Anyway. And so I get in Vietnam, I see this hose and I'm like, I just took a mean shit. And I am like wiping, and it's like a goddamn Sharpie marker is down there. It's just not
Ooh.
ending.
Oh,
And so at this point, I look over to my right and I'm like, I'm going to pressure wash myself. I'm going to clean myself up, you
Yeah.
know? So, I didn't know how to use it because I was never told. So I go from behind, and I had angled it where I, thought I would start pressure washing it off. And I didn't realize how strong it was. And I clicked it full. And I start feeling myself get filled up with water.
yeah, fully automatic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I sat there and I thought, I'm like, man, I just gave myself an enema.
Awesome.
So I had to sit there for a little bit and kind of like, push it out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like going other places in Hanoi, and I'm scared to walk upstairs because you have to exert pressure. And I'm like, I hope I got it all out, because if not, I'm enemaing in my pants.
No, you leak for sure. I did the same thing. I fucking leaked going up the stairs after doing one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, right, because like you don't know how strong, like especially after taking a big dump and your butthole is dilated a little bit, and you fucking fire that fucking thing in there. It doesn't have to be a direct hit with that kind of pressure.
You know, I've never
it,
thought of it that way. That's why that happens.
no, it's like an
But
X-wing, you know, like,
Adam,
you know, that
take
scene
some
from
big
Star Wars.
shits.
You know that scene from Star Wars where fucking Luke Skywalker's gonna blow up the Death Star and he shoots the torpedoes into the fucking thing. They come to kind of around the hole and they just go in, right? At that pressure, that's what's happening to your butthole. And so it's like it's some of it gets fucking in there, man. And then you're like,
Yeah.
and here's the one that actually, you know, this works too, right? You ever had like a really bad stomach ache and you're sitting there and you're like, you know, I have food poisoning. Let's say you have food poisoning and shit. And you know that you got a shit or you ate way too much spicy food and stuff. If you happen to fucking fire it up there, it starts a chain reaction and you do shit it out and you feel better afterwards.
Yeah. I don't know.
If it happens to do it, it works.
I can't say I've ever partaken in that, but I'm not against it doing it after we get off this phone call.
Yeah,
Well,
you know, eat some spicy food, try it out. You know, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Well, there's been times where I eat what they offer me. That's just the way I'm brought up when I'm at a guest house. Try a little bit of everything they offer you, and blah blah.
Who
blah.
offered you to clean your own asshole with the fucking butt gun?
But
and soak your back with your own shit.
I got invited when I was staying at that hostel. They found out I was a box player. You know, I had my drums.
Yeah.
And they wanted to go surprise the owner at 3 a.m. with the house band and go play happy birthday to him at his house. So I'm already drunk. It's 2 a.m. They're like, Bobby, grab your drum. We go. And so he probably was funny because he goes, I promise I won't kill you. I'll bring you back. You know, Cambodians, you know.
Yeah.
So and I was like, cool. So I went and we set up, and me and the house band were kind of goofing around, and then all of a sudden they knock on the door and he opens it and we played happy birthday, and it turned into, you know, Cambodian rice wine, which I'm sure is just as shitty as Vietnamese and Thai rice wine, which is basically moonshine. And then they ordered a bunch of food, and what I thought was a crab, because it was dark out, I'm guessing was a deep fried tarantula. And
it doesn't taste bad, dude.
Yeah, when we finally got home at 4, I could barely walk and I had to go up like 7 flights of stairs. The owner of the place had the guy across the street. Nobody even knew him. He just said, hey, help this guy up there. And I fell 3 times going up there. I finally get to my bed. As soon as I get to my bed and I lay down, then I get that fucking cramp and I can't walk. And the toilet's on the other side of the hostel. And I'm like, this has become an adventure, my friends. We're gonna have to try to make it and you know, stay on my feet and get to the toilet and make sure my pants are down, because this is how drunk I am. And it's coming right now, dude. So I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, rookie season, you know.
So where'd you shit?
I made it.
Okay, that's good. So we got fucking screwed on time right there, because Zoom now only lets us go for about 30 minutes. So we're gonna have to keep on cutting and shit. So sorry if that was an abrupt cut somewhere over down here. So we're talking about butt blasters and all that stuff, about having to wash your ass out and everything, and how you have to give yourself an enema sometimes, and all that kind of stuff. If a man,
which Adam, if you think about it, like when we go back home to, you go home, Canada or the States. And you walk around, and my first thought always is, everyone's got dirty asses here, man.
They do. They completely do.
And you think about it, it's quite grotesque. Like if you get shit on your hand when you're wiping yourself, and what do? You just take toilet paper, wipe it off, and don't wash your hands. That's
No. You got to wash your hands.
Yeah,
it is a weird
thought of this.
It's a weird European thing. Like if you fall and you get your hands dirty, you wash your hands. You know, if you're out working and you break a sweat, you wash your face, you shower. If you step in dog shit, you wash your feet. But if you do the nastiest thing your body can do, which is take a shit, oh, you know, I'll just grab a piece of paper, wipe my ass, and go about my
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I mean, like after moving to Asia, dingleberries are a thing of the past now. All right.
What's a dingleberry?
You know, those extra pieces of toilet paper that decide they want to camp out until the next time you take a shower and
Yeah.
wash. your
Oh,
ass.
we call those clingers. Yeah. In Canada, those are clingers. Yeah, you don't want to.
yeah.
No, no.
We call them
those are a thing of the
dingleberries.
past
To
now,
get
man.
around that, you got to shave your asshole. That was the big thing,
Yeah.
and like that was to me, that is like the Mission Impossible dun 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 dun, dun right fucking thing that you got to do there. That is some dangerous shit. Like
Yeah,
that.
right. And then the whole body shaming thing. This is we're still on topic. The whole body shaming thing. I read about it's not okay to call a big fat American pig dude or chick a big fat pig because it's
funny.
Fat. Hey, it's not it's a choice, right? You weren't born that way, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
But so you're not supposed to do that.
I guess you could be a
because-
fat baby, like maybe you
so
fat piece of shit. I was born this way.
so that you call out a
That's
girl.
fucking funny.
You call out a girl that she's like, 3 bills. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. But at the same time, I saw this thing that said, why don't men shave their backs? Oh, but it's okay. So now they can shame a guy that doesn't shave his back. Well, on that subject, I keep myself groomed. We talked about this after the show last time. And
Do you shave
the
your
first
asshole?
time, I try to keep it trimmed. I have special scissors.
You're not
just
no scissors for
Whoa,
your
whoa, whoa,
asshole.
whoa. Special
Dude,
scissors?
I'll tell you why I use scissors and I trim, because the first time I fully shaved myself, which I realized a girl told me to do that. Because
What do you mean,
it
like
stretched-
fully shaved yourself? You gave yourself the Hollywood, like from the neck down?
Yeah, the Brazilian, but
Yeah,
without the
no.
wax.
But Brazilians just the fucking ball hair and shit, right? Like the
Right,
Hollywood
well,
is
that's what I-
everything. On the
Okay,
waist,
I
where you
was-
look
I
like a
was
fucking
told-
alien.
I was told that pubic hair is a good way to spread the diseases and shit. And
Crabs.
so I was like, so whatever, I was like, okay, I'm gonna shave myself. And the first time I shaved myself, I used scissors, then a razor. Okay, so I was about 40 years old when I did this. Now on the razor part,
And you felt like a 13-year-old boy after, I bet, right?
I felt like a Catholic preacher molesting someone that didn't want to be molested.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling,
It
dude.
was-
It's a fucking weird feeling.
It was.
You feel like a sex offender just because you got nothing down there.
Yeah, I just felt like there was something inappropriate yet satisfying. It's odd.
Inappropriate but yet satisfying.
But
fuck?
anyhow, I cut myself,
Of course you did.
and I thought I was gonna bleed out, bro.
Yeah.
It
Now,
was
where
not
did? Hold on.
bleeding.
Where did you cut yourself?
on the sack.
Oh, dude, yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking jellyfish, man. You're like hemorrhaging is what I'm fucking thinking.
And so
Fuck that.
that's when I went to, you know what?
Tanner's loving this. Look at the fucking maniacal
Yeah.
smile, the Cheshire cat
Is that,
shit
so
that's
one more
going on
time,
right now.
can
You
he-
sick fuck.
Does he have so he's probably got a guy all he has to do is lay down. His boyfriend probably does it for him. We
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but,
get put up in like the what is it, the pap smear things, and then I can get.
Yeah, there you go. So opens you up.
so I decided
Just go around in a
circle.
circle.
I decided, okay, my dick and balls won't be carrying the Bruce Dickinson 1980s Iron Maiden look like me,
The
but then
mullet?
also not going to
Okay.
carry the Kojak look, the skinhead, not neo-Nazi look. It's going to go in between. I'm just going to give it an army crew cut and.
I don't think that's good for you. I don't. What tell me, like normal scissors?
Yeah, no,
That's scary shit. Like, dude, what I did was like I went to the fucking department store. I got one of those women 6-bladed super safe things that they use to shave themselves with. And then I
Yeah.
used that. And that was
well,
great. But then it
I
gets
had-
dull after 2 months, and then you got to pay like $50 for the fucking thing. So
yeah,
then-
well, it's a funny story. I had a electric razor, right?
that's
electric
fucking
razor.
scarier. That's got the
In the army,
theatrical
but-
zzzz
Now,
thing
here's
to
the
it.
thing. In the army, we had this, kind of sexually ambiguous sergeant. and he had 2 sets. One set of razors was for giving haircuts, and the other one was for his balls. Well, on ball day, he happened to leave it out, and this lieutenant comes in and he sees the razor sitting on the bed, and he's like, "Hey, who's razor?" And it's this guy who absolutely hates this lieutenant. He goes, "Oh, that's mine." He goes, "You mind if I use it? Cause I gotta, I want to give a quick shave on my head before I go see the captain." And he's giggling. He's like, "Yeah, go right ahead, And as soon as he gets done, we're all like, "Why are you laughing?" He goes, "I just got done shaving my balls with that thing, man."
See, I don't think having the fuzz on there, I think actually having the fuzz on there does worse, because you're going to get clingers like no tomorrow with the fucking fuzz. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to go all the way. You got to fucking you got to level the forest. You can't leave stumps. You got to fucking take that.
The problem I have with it, though, like when I'm shaving down below, is I can't find a razor small enough, because,
Okay.
because the razor are just too big,
Well, then what you got to do, man, is that you got to go for the wax.
Just go. You should just be able to use Scotch tape, then, dude.
There you go. Yeah, it's one of those.
Put it on there and rip it right off, man.
I'm afraid it's gonna rip it off.
Yeah.
My girlfriend uses tweezers, and individually pulls the pubic hairs out of her cunt, just like just dunk, and likes it. Likes it, man. All right. And I'm like, like watching a fucking movie, like whatever the fuck, right? And she's just like just down there doing this, not even really looking. That's the thing. It's like side of her eye, peripheral pube plucking is what's going down. Yeah, I guess you've been doing it long enough, I guess so, right? And like the pussy is like a newborn baby.
Adam, have you seen his girlfriend or his fiance?
Who?
I haven't, no. Well, I mean, I've seen pictures that he's uploaded, yeah.
She's absolutely gorgeous,
but she's nuts.
But she's also crazy, and
it's a good match.
When Adam brings up things that we want to do once we get to Saigon and can do this show together, he's like, "Oh, we'll just tell Ha to do that." I'm like, no, you tell Ha what to do, because I ain't the one she's shanking.
With Vietnamese people, and this still goes around with the first time in Vietnam thing, right? A dude is supposed to be the dude. You're supposed to dominate the chick in a heterosexual guy girl relationship, at least. Yeah, and one of those things. You're supposed to dominate the fuck out of it. Like you got to bring home the bacon. You have to. You have to bring home the money and shit. You have to take care of her. But no goddamn way in fuck do you have to fucking cook and clean.
Yeah, it's funny because the girl that bought me this blanket and then a week later didn't talk to me anymore, and Tanner knows who she is. One time we of a future, and I tried to explain to her Western values and how men and women are equal.
Not really. They're higher than us.
I might as well have been trying to teach her fucking Portuguese, because I don't know Portuguese, and she had no idea what the fuck I was talking about as men and women being equal. It doesn't. Like
alien language.
Yeah. She never understood it. All she kept saying was, okay. I'm like, no, really. I was like, if you're in America and I'm doing something or asking you, hey, let's go to the rodeo, and instead you want to go to the fucking movies, it's okay to say, no, I'd rather go to a movie. To her, that was like, no, if you want to go to rodeo, we go to rodeo. It's like, what? So
Tanner, in a homosexual relationship in Asia, is there that same kind of role? Because you're the dominant dude.
I think it depends on which person you're talking to. I think Asian relationship is probably a little different because they understand the culture a little more, so it would be easier. But in like a Westerner, Asian relationship, I think the Westerner would be they would fall into that category of the Westerner is going to decide everything.
Okay.
I think it would be the same for like the straight relationship too, because once the Westerner comes, it's like, this is what's happening.
Okay, well, but you've dated
how many guys?
A Vietnamese and a guy from Thailand, but both of them have been to the United States.
Yeah. So I mean, it was different. So completely different.
So have you met any gay couples that are just from Thailand?
I have, but I haven't gotten into the topic, I guess.
Oh, okay. So you just haven't
Yeah.
just, as you observing, drinking beers, having fun. You
Yeah,
just,
just yeah, yeah.
you just say, okay, just wondering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but I mean, Adam, what about for you? I mean, is it like the same for you? Like,
In what sense?
she expects you to bring the money and she cooks and cleans, or how does it
Absolutely.
work with you guys?
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
how it's
okay.
always been with every Asian girlfriend I have. I've
Adam's,
had.
Adam,
Right.
Adam's conversation with his fiance's woman sticks in my mind. Like he told it to me yesterday, and he told it to me 2 years ago. He's never met him. I guess they called her or something, and he
The
was
parents?
telling her,
Yeah.
that you're gonna marry. All she said was, "You take care of her now." Click.
Yeah.
That was it.
No, it was
All right.
a Facebook video call, and she stuck
Yeah.
her finger out and said, "You take care of my baby." And I said, "Okay, okay," and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was all that fucking was, man. But so with all that, right? Like the relationships and all that fucking stuff in there, right? I find convincing a person from Asia who's never been to America or any of that stuff, I find convincing them to do anal sex and butt stuff is actually a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier than trying to convince a person from Canada or America to do the butt
'Cause
sex
I
thing.
have heard, you're the first person I've heard say that, because
Yeah,
I
because
have
like
heard.
crawling up the butt sex ladder usually takes me, like with the chick, 2 to 3 months if I'm like
I've
living
never
with
had
her.
any issues convincing guys to have anal sex with me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So like, okay,
That's all
so
we got, man.
let's bounce over to that. Let's bounce over to that for a second, okay? So
Well,
it's
let's put a
easier.
pin in that one.
Yeah. Let's tack that on the board right there. A little
Yeah.
highlight. Right, this guy. Let's talk about this for a second. So when you're going out with a dude, right? Is it the same kind of baseball rules where it's like first base is like you get to kiss them, and then like the second one's I guess what's second base for a guy? Because second base for chicks is the boob. You get to the boob, that's second base.
I mean, some guys have tits, you know?
Okay, but like,
Well,
I think that's like between. That's
It's probably a
that's
cross
home
grab,
plate.
you
That's
know?
not even the fucking first base. That's like it's nothing. It's
I
not.
mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you're feeling them up and shit like that, doing a crotch grab. You're like, is this going to be all right? I mean, am I playing with a tic tac, or should I run away?
So it's
You know,
like
one of those.
that's more of a scoping thing. That's not really baseball rules.
Yeah,
Like, is it?
that's. I mean, everybody does that, because I mean, I think third base. If the mission that night, like, I mean, one of the greatest lines is from that movie with Rogan about Knocked Up, where he's trying to be intimate with the woman he got accidentally pregnant. She goes, "Well, what would you expect on a third date?" And his first reaction was blowjob. I mean,
No. I think the blowjob comes before the third date. Third date is intercourse, right? Like that's the fucking home run.
I've
But back
always heard
to
third date,
But-
you're knocking boots.
yeah, you got to be by then. You got to be. What a classy cowboy way to fucking say that. What a Heath
Yeah.
Ledger cowboy way of saying
Black
that.
Mountain, man.
Yeah, that's cool. But
Hey, I mean,
but seriously, what's second base to a guy? Is that
I mean, I guess it depends on who you're talking to. I mean, so
Well, then there we go.
Probably
There's something people can leave us some comments about.
yeah, I mean,
Are you guys playing baseball or cricket? Because cricket is just two bases.
Well,
Yeah.
Bob, cricket's just gay.
yeah.
Well,
So yeah, totally. So unanimous though, first
I-
base is kissing, right? First base is kissing
Right.
unanimously between the whole thing.
Second
Second
base,
base,
you're
we don't
probably-
know. There is no second base.
You're probably grabbing the crotch and being like, okay.
I don't
but
think
we're
so. I
gonna
think
stop
that's a
here.
feel up. I think that's a feel up and stuff.
I
Like
think-
so.
I
Yes,
think-
but third base,
I think
third
once
base,
you
you're like
start
sucking them
grabbing-
off.
Yeah, no,
I think
third base is oral, clearly, right? But I think the
Yeah.
gays get to steal second. I think steal third. They do steal third. They go right over it, right? I
They
think
just go from right from first to third, because like he's saying,
Yeah.
because I think it's natural. Like I've been in a stage back in my old days. Like I said, I've given up on relationships for many reasons. And if one comes along, I'm not going to hesitate, but for many reasons. But from what I remember, there were times where I was drunk and in that mood and found someone at a bar, which isn't very hard in America. And
she's
as
like
you're
300
making
pounds, but yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, you got to have the 3 bills. I'm not fat shaming your big fat ass, and yes,
She wasn't a fat baby, but if she was a fat baby, you got to apologize. We went over this.
yeah.
If she's like the Gerber of one of these fucking fat ugly kids that you see all over the fucking place, and yeah.
When I said I had a coupon for 10 tacos at T-Bell, that wasn't an insult to you. That was, an invitation.
What are they feeding those babies? It's like liquid donut powder or something like that,
But it's like, you get to a point, like if you're making out in the bar and she grabs you, she's probably trying to figure out if she wants those 10 tacos. And if I'm grabbing her and it's nothing but, like I said, JFK's exit wound, from his headshot.
Hey.
I mean, and I know there's no way I'm not hitting bottom on that. I'm knocking the shit out of the sides, but I'm not hitting bottom.
I wouldn't care. It doesn't matter.
I do, man.
Why?
Because I gotta give her 10 tacos for this shit, bro.
That's true. That's pretty hefty. Can you fuck her before? All right, I got one for you. So my buddy gets hit on. My buddy knows this lesbian, right? This is like 10 years ago and shit. And she's hardcore lesbian, right? Like, but stunning face. Never wears makeup, but like totally natural beauty, stunning fucking woman. Tapes her boobs and everything, right? Identifies at the time that the whole transgender thing wasn't really big, right? It wasn't really well known. So now you would say that she identifies as a man, and she called herself Ronnie or Gavin. We called herself Gavin. And she says to him, "Hey, can I fuck you in the ass?" And he's like, "Well, if I gotta fuck you in the ass first." She says, "It's fair. 2 guys can fuck each other in the ass." So he says, "All right." And just keep in mind, my buddy is like fucking 6'2", 300 pounds, fucking big dude. Works in a logging company and all this shit. Fucks her in the ass. Fucks her in the ass. Blows his load, and leaves before she can fuck him in the ass. So that's how he got around that.
So that's why you gotta be careful, dude. It's just like that, let's see who can hit the softest game.
I guess.
Never go first.
No. So like that's quite the move. I was really proud of the guy, right? I mean, like, she didn't see that shit coming.
Well, I mean, you were halfway through your story. I knew how that was going to end up, man.
Totally. Oh yeah, fuck it. It's low hanging fruit on that fucking one, right? So that's a hanger if I've ever fucking seen one.
Tanner, ever been promised anything? Got fucked over?
No, I do the promising.
See, I think
I just hope people I promise things to don't watch this and remember those.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll remember. They fucking got that's like 10 times worse than a blue ball. That's like that's a fucking sore asshole or whatever the fuck that is. That's fucking gnarly.
And humiliation.
Yeah. So Tanner and I were actually talking about different ways to convince someone to have anal sex. And I was saying earlier on Facebook that, you got to fucking really, really fucking be gentle with that. Basically, you got to creep up the tree really slow, like what I have to do and shit. But he's able to just knock it out.
Do that or do the Bill Cosby and just steal home.
Yeah, there you go. You could fucking knock her up on drugs, which is bad.
Thanks for referring to tomorrow's episode there, Tanner.
Yeah. That's awesome. No. Right now, that's last week's episode.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
No one's seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
I always told people, I mean, I still want to know things. So, like in Thailand, is the LGBTQ25804 community
ABCDG?
ABCDEFG, are they?
I see you are gay.
Yeah, are they accepted community there? Because
that's one thing I've been studying a little bit more. It's very accepted here, homosexuality, socially, politically.
No shit. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Politically, it's a no-go.
That's funny because Adam's in Thailand. Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, like socially it's accepted, you know, I mean, you have lady boys and they're fine, they go to work.
Yeah, they work in
employers know.
offices and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And politically, gay marriage it's just not happening. Who knows when it's going
Really?
to be? So
That's
if a gay couple tries to get married, actually, I was talking to a coworker of mine. She knows someone. I think I can't remember the girl's from Britain, maybe, and then her girlfriend is Thai, and they got married in England, but their marriage obviously is not recognized in Thailand. So in order for her girlfriend to stay here, she had to buy that elite visa, which ended up costing about 15 grand for her to stay here.
holy fuck.
Because the government won't recognize it yet. So, I mean, but I think the only country in Asia is Taiwan that recognizes it. It's, you know, it's still that taboo thing because of the older generation, kind of like it was in the States.
Here's an interesting fact, man. In Japan, it is illegal for a man to marry a man, woman to marry a woman, but it is completely legal to fuck a dog.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Bestiality is legal in Japan. You could go to the puppy store. You could go find little Lassie, right? Like an adorable little puppy, right? You could say, I want that one. And the fucking guy will come over and say, this dog right here is like, yeah, I'm going to fuck that dog.
Yeah.
And he's going to fucking give it to you.
So I wonder what third base is on a dog.
I would say Skippy Peanut Butter. Again, you know, I would say Skippy Peanut Butter. And like, you know, I think
got Skippy in the kitchen. That's all I'm going to think about when I have a peanut butter sandwich.
But see, it's funny here because Cambodia is considered, from what I understand, one of the most accepted of the bacon, lettuce, cheese, and tomato sandwich community. And it's actually, they got some bars here that actually have wars with each other to get customers. Like, it's funny because when I was the extra in that show, we had to do a scene which involved a stripper pole for the movie, and we had to close off this gay bar because it was the only one that had a stage that we could put a stripper pole on. And I was an extra, and all these gay guys were outside waiting, and I was waiting for my part, and they had to seal everything off because if the cops would have seen what we were doing, they would have arrested the woman for indecent exposure. They're not allowed to show too much here, you know? And so they told me the next day that place had gotten Molotov cocktailed. And I'm like, really? Is that like bigotry towards gay people? And they're like, oh no, it's probably another gay bar owner trying to burn it down so the customers will go to his place.
Man.
Yeah.
it's gangster shit.
Yeah.
So Bob, you haven't talked about John Tanner. I've exchanged a couple stories here, but you haven't told a butt sex story.
The butt sex.
You haven't told a butt sex story. Do you have a butt sex story?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
Like one I've experienced?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know, if it's not as interesting as like you just fucked her in the ass, that's no fucking big deal. But if you got a funnier one or something, please tell me.
Okay. I did the accidental butt sex one, which every man and woman has ever. For a gay guy, I'm sure it's not as a surprise, but it's quite funny.
It is for some people.
To me, it's funny, you know, because you're really getting into it, and then it slips out and actually goes in the wrong hole.
Yeah, because it's so lubed up and shit by then, right?
And,
so it's
and then that expression on the woman's face is priceless. It's like she just saw JFK get assassinated.
Did you get her missionary when you fucked her in the ass like that? Because that's hard to do.
It's
doggy style.
Yeah. Hey, and that's my question, Tam. So here's the thing, man. I was married one time, and we were watching a movie, and we were watching a movie about Oscar Wilde. And you know, Oscar Wilde was gay, and in them days, being gay led to prison time. Yeah. And one of the makeout scenes for that, they were doing it missionary. Now I was kind of chilling, watching the movie, because I had read a lot of Oscar Wilde in college, and they were doing it missionary. And out of nowhere, my wife just goes, "They can't do it like that." And I kind of did the Family Guy.
Yeah.
Look at her
like what do you fucking
mean?
Yeah.
Every time I see movies, because you know, now gay sex scenes in movies or making love, whatever you call it, isn't that uncommon anymore. But they're doing it missionary now. Yeah. to me, if I'm gay and I'm having sex, of course I'm going to be aroused. I mean, there's got to be the guy getting it has to be feeling two different pains, one or pleasures, either one. One, he's
Yeah.
getting it, plus
Yeah,
his
on the
boner is
balls,
getting
right?
smashed by your
Yeah.
guts. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You never even think about that. That's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you have to just do a inverted kind of missionary?
Well, usually there's a whole lot of cupping and lifting to protect the jumbles. You
So
know?
he's got a cup. He's got a cup and lift.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, any position you can do. Sometimes it might hurt, but it's part of the game, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I literally,
Okay.
you can rock bottom any way you want, but
the last girl I the psycho one I dated actually mounted me from a bar while I was driving us home. We were both drunk. She didn't care if I went to jail. That's why we kind of broke up. But she mounted me as I was driving, and I was driving, getting laid, and she cut herself on my zipper unknowingly because we were really super drunk. And 2 days later, I'm at work in the Army, and she accuses me of cheating. And I'm like, how am I cheating? You gave me herpes. I'm like, I gave you herpes.
Oh shit! No.
He's like, I got this cut, and it couldn't. I was like, and then when she got out of her bipolar madness of I gave her herpes, which is impossible, she's like, oh, well, maybe I just cut myself on your zipper when we were fucking in a car that was moving that you were driving.
So she thinks herpes means is a cut on your vagina.
Yeah,
that's what she thinks herpes is. Okay,
yeah,
that's not what herpes is, everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting. Here's my grossest sex story ever. Okay, it's the grossest one. We got 9 minutes. If it fucking cuts out, I'll just send you the same link to your email and your Facebook again. Okay.
Let me drink water before I vomit.
Excellent. Yeah, this is gonna be gross. So I'm in Penticton, BC, Canada, which is northern Canada. It has a population of like 5,000 people. It's a tiny little fucking truck stop of a town, and it was like a little mini tour. We were just playing there and a couple of other fucking little towns over 2 weeks. And show ends and everyone wanted to do a lock-in, which is like when the bar closes everything and everyone stays in and drinks and smokes. So I'm staying there for a little while. This little redhead comes up to me, hands me a handful of pills. And I'm like, okay. And I was 23 at the time. So I was like, okay, whatever the fuck. Ate them all. I start getting really fucked up. And I'm like really fucked up, right? And I'm like to the point where I can't even like really keep the drool in my mouth. I'm like, and we end up back at her place. Don't know how I got there, but ended up back at her fucking place. No car, no nothing, just fucking over there. So we're fucking, and it's fucking doggy style. And she's like, stick it in my ass. I'm like, all right, so that's cool. Stick it in her ass and fucking go for a little bit while longer. And I come. And I'm like, all right, that's good. And I'm just laying there and I'm going to wash my dick off. She's like, keep going. And I'm like, I can't. I need 20 minutes, a Snickers bar and a Gatorade. You got to give me a little bit of time here. She's like, no, just keep going. Just use your fingers or something. Like, all right, fucking that's cool. So I stick a finger in there. She's like, more. Like, okay, so I took 2 fingers in there.
No.
And she's like, more. And slowly but surely, okay, remember I'm on a bunch of pain meds and shit. So everything's already kind of semi-slow motion. More.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, and I'm telling her I can't put more in. She's like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Like, really? I was like, just do it. And I'm not saying what to do, but she's saying just do it. So I'm like, all right. So I duck bill it. And I got my hand like this now. And I'm pushing the duck bill in. And as I'm doing it, she pushes back. And her butt just swallows my hand and forces my hand to go into a fist. And now she's up to my wrist, okay? And I'm like, holy fucking shit. And remember, pain pills, slow motion, seeing this asshole swallow my arm. And then I'm like, and it freaks me out. And I shouldn't be able to feel anything because I'm not right, but I do. I actually feel a tremendous amount of pain because I have this butt crushing my hand. So I'm trying to pull it out. And the more I pull out, it's like quicksand, the more I get sucked in. and she keeps backing up more and more onto it, and she's making the
Oh,
terrible like cow sounds,
man.
like moo.
She pushed back. That's gay.
Now-
Oh, and she
Now-
was
now-
pushing back like this. And so I swear to fuck, dude, it got up to almost my elbow. All right, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is not good. I got to stop this shit. And like I first tried opening my hand, and that didn't work. I couldn't do anything. It would just like, it hurt my fingers to even move out. And then I tried like kind of jerking it like this to try to get out. But the more I moved it
probably
and went
liked
like
that.
this, yeah,
She's
she
enjoyed
loved it. She was like, whoa. It was worse and worse. I tried to put my other hand in to try to open it up a little bit to pull out. Couldn't even do it because her butthole was just stretched to the max. It wasn't going to go any further than that, right? So I was like, you know, it's lost everything. It's tight as fuck at this point. So I put my foot on her butt cheek and have my hand out like this. And I literally launch her off of the bed and kick her off of my arm. And as I do that, slow motion. And it just like the gape was bigger than anything I'd seen, probably because I was fucked up and there was a lot of lights on, and it was like open like this where I could like, if there was a baby inside, I could see its full head smiling at me, and then it just shut like this, like a clam, and it looked like Frankenstein's forehead, like this fucking thing that was like sewn together. And my arm looked like I was catfisting with bloodworms all over it. It was just like fucking,
That's what I was gonna ask.
yeah,
I mean, did
dark
you rupture
shit
an
everywhere.
artery?
I
No.
get up, I'm still naked. I get up, my dick's still covered in shit too. I go to the fucking bathtub. Her shower doesn't work. I turn on the fucking faucet for the bathtub and I just rinse it off with hot water like this. And I kind of get my dick in and I wash it up and I use some shampoo, but that wasn't enough. And I was like, oh, this is fucking disgusting. And I just literally had to walk my way back to the bar and find it. But because the town's so small, it only took me 20 minutes in one direction to get there.
All right, so
But
let me
I
ask you a
would've-
question.
After I washed off and got dressed, I would have looked at her and like, before my fist thing, you were lying. I was no way in shape, any form, satisfying you sexually with my dick. and my
There's no
whole
way. It's impossible. There's no way.
Right.
There's not the way. There's impossible.
There's no way.
A Nigerian fucking weightlifter couldn't fucking do anything with that. It's
A
fucking,
traffic cone couldn't satisfy that.
yeah, man. It was like, cool.
Man.
So I do have a question though. How long were you trapped inside?
Well, my perception of time
He was in there
was
so long
fucked
that
up. 'Cause,
Remember
like-
when them kids got stuck in the
Oh
get
shit.
his hand out. That's how long he was trapped, dude.
Yeah, it did. It took forever.
Adam took spelunking to the next level.
Yeah, man. And like fucking when I got back to the bar, I had the most righteous Indian burn I've ever seen on my fucking arm. It was, I'm not kidding. Like, you know, it was like
Yeah.
3 guys twisted my arm, and it was just like, it was red as fuck. It was-
So the first time, so on that story, the first time I did do anal sex, it was another one of those. I mean, I spent most of my life drunk, and I'm not ashamed of that. I like being drunk. And it was with the married chick, and this was at the beginning when she told me she did all this freaky stuff, and that was a law clerk in California, and the guy that ran it. I walked into his office in Orange County. We had an Orange County and Corona office. I worked in the Corona office. I went to Orange County, bring him some paperwork. I walk into his office and he's watching guys fisting each other.
okay.
He really, real quick, sent it. So that's when we already had
Like full on, just like bang,
Yeah.
like punching
Oh,
him in the asshole.
Oh yeah, he was and he was enjoying it in this really classy fucking heart of Orange County, and I was just like, here's that paperwork. I'm going back to Corona, Well, it turns out someone, he got arrested for conspiracy to commit murder. I was in Iraq at the time, and the police investigating it were trying to find me, and the girl that used to work there as a secretary said, look, he doesn't know anything about anything. He knew there was something up with him. He quit already. But we did research and we found him on a gay website, and he had some girl named like Florence or something. And so he got sentenced to like 5-6 years in prison, and we're all like, it's probably a vacation for him.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Are all of your socks pink or just the one? Right? Yeah.
No, but on the first time that I had anal, like I said, was with the married chick.
Yeah.
And we discussed this in I think the Army episode 2. Like, I thought it'd be cool to date a married chick because she had to go home.
Yeah.
Well, we did the anal thing, and she did. She went home. I was very drunk and I passed out. Well, this is my first experience with it.
Okay.
So I passed out. I was drunk. I passed out, and I woke up the next morning, and I'm like laying there, and I'm just like, what the fuck, and pull my sheet back, and there's this shit everywhere, dude. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I was playing on the softball team, and I had to be at the park for a game, like in 3-4 hours. So I cleaned myself up first, and I threw everything in the wash, and I get my uniform on, and I go to this game, and the guys are all asking me, hey, did you bang the 10 taco chick? And I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I did her in the butt and woke up with shit all over the place. And all my friends looked at me, goes, it happens to us all the first time.
That's cool.
You're supposed to clean yourself before you do that. I'm just surprised
So Tanner,
how many people?
How do they do that? Other than clearly in Southeast Asia, they just use the butt blaster. Clearly,
I mean, I can into that. So
here we're clean. Yeah.
I mean, usually, you would clean. I guess it's hard, like, if you're drunk and whatever, you just go and do it. But for the most part, you would clean. You would give yourself like an enema. You'd buy an enema kit, shoot it up there, clean yourself, wait, do it again until the water starts coming out and it's clear. If the water still comes out, dark colored, you're not ready to have sex yet, anal sex. So you wait until the water's clear, and then you probably eat ice the rest of the day, and then
that's a lot of work, man.
But that's for someone you're dating.
Yeah, I would suppose.
I mean, you're not gonna at 2:00 in the morning. You guys aren't gonna go home from a bar on a one-nighter, a safe one-nighter, and wait till 4 a.m. until you're all cleaned up. I mean, by 4 a.m., the fuel.
Well, if he's a fucking dude who's going to the bar to get fucked, I think he would have done his prep work before. That's my guess. That's my guess. I don't really know.
Yes, I mean, the one thing that I will say is, just keep in mind, you're fucking a butt. I mean, that might happen,
Being okay with it.
Hey, look, don't think of vagina as a fucking bed of roses. I mean, if you hit it at the wrong time of the month and you weren't paying attention, you're waking up to a murder scene. Well, it looks like one at least. I mean, because
the period blood's gross.
They'd rather go down on a chick on her period than when not. Is that a
They're
thing?
weird.
Like
No, absolutely not. That's like
he
fucking
was totally forward. He's like, oh, she's on it. I'm going down on her tonight. I'm like, I don't know if I should call.
Some guys like it. I don't. And the girl, my ex-wife, look, we're friends.
He's like,
we're friends, and she I doubt she even watches this shit. She's too busy. But she always hated it when she got her period. We were on our way to Milwaukee to see Social Distortion. We stopped off at a hotel, banged it out. She went to take a shower right before the show, came out, and she was sad. I'm like, what you sad about? She's like, I just got my period. I'm like, yeah. She goes, that means you won't touch me for at least a week. I mean, she knew, because it was something that, I mean, call me an arrogant, uneducated. I had no father figure growing up. I have to learn all these things myself. And so to me, that's my off limit zone. Let them go through that. I respect that they have to do that. And that's part of their life.
I still fuck them for sure. Absolutely. I'll fuck her if she's good, but I'm not going to fucking eat it out. I'm not going to fucking like go all Dracula on that shit. Right.
But Adam, in your experience with obviously with women, how many are okay with having sex when they're on their period?
Yeah.
Most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah. Most of them are cool with it, but
They
like it's
are.
not something. A lot of them actually get hornier when they're on their period or right
Does it make
before.
it more enjoyable? Extra lube.
There is a lot more lube to it. It looks like a fucking horror movie when you pull
Yeah.
your dick out at the end.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as that doesn't bother you, like it does bother me. I try not to look. What I do is like I have the toilet paper roll on the bed, and I kind of just
Yeah.
take a bunch of it out and stuff, and then as I'm pulling it out, I wrap it around and get it off. Otherwise, it kind of
and it's funny you said that most women get horny during that. A guy that I remember a lot of people I served in the army with for distinct reasons. I remember this guy, one because he had the silliest advice in the world, the other is because he never brushed his teeth and had the worst breath ever.
That's gross.
But his idea of where to pick up women was the tampon aisle of the market. And I say, why do you do that? He goes, oh, women get horny as hell when they're on their period. I'm like, what? You know,
All right, so I got a weird story. I had a friend in Panama, and I don't remember how the story started, but he could smell when a woman was on their period. And so women would like be close to us, and he would be like, she's on her period. And
how would you know?
Well, he said he could smell it.
Yeah, but was there confirmation? Did he go up to her house? Like,
I tested.
Is your cunt bleeding?
So one day,
excuse me, I don't know you or anything, and I know you know.
No, I mean, it was
one of them,
when we worked together, you know, we had a friend in common, and he would be like, "She's on her period. I can smell it." And I'm like, "What do you smell?" He's like, "I don't know if it's like the
iron,
maybe the iron." He's like, "Maybe it's the tampon I can smell." So I
the
went up
8
to
bodies
him, you know?
he's got buried in his backyard.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. You know? So
one a month.
I went up to her one day. I'm like, "How you doing?" And you know, she was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm all right, but I'm a little, you know, grumpy." And she had said something that she's stressed, and I, you know, kind of fed in with the joke. I'm like, "Why are you that time of the month?" And she goes, "Actually, yeah, it is." And I'm like,
I'm gonna call coincidence on that one. I don't think he can. Unless he's a fucking bloodhound. There's no way.
I mean, he said he could smell it. You know. I don't know.
So back to the dating, prepping, and all that. You know, when you go to a bar, like Tanner said, you know, usually if a guy's going out to the bar to get a hookup, he's gonna prep himself before he goes out.
Yeah.
See, but this is what my mind, and this is how my fucking mind works. Like the hetero dating, gay dating, any dating is like, I never understand why there's a dinner first. Like, why are you taking someone out to dinner? It takes them 2 hours, maybe 3 hours for your body to process what you eat into a full-size turd. Now, after you eat,
much longer than that.
But this is in that area, ballpark, for your body to start digesting that food and making it into
for it to like turn into a piece of poo. That's like a day.
Do you want me to answer that?
Well, no, I'm getting to my point first. Is when I'm out with a girl and we eating dinner, I can't really eat my dinner. I just drink beer and kind of nibble because it's like I'm taking a girl out that I want to have sex with, and I'm making her make a poop. It's counterintuitive to me.
You don't take her out to make her poo.
But that's how I'm thinking.
You gotta make her comfortable. If this is your theory behind dating, this is why there's no fucking Mrs. Majors right now. Okay? This is why.
And then
I don't want to take you out. Why? Why is that? Because you're gonna poo.
Why can't they order? And they never order anything binding, like a burger with peanut butter or fried cheese. They always eat a salad. Like, that's gonna go right through you, bro. You know, like, come on.
No black coffee and cabbage for you. None of that. You're gonna be Mrs. Majors. You're gonna eat a hamburger and these potatoes right here is what you're gonna do.
But the rule is for heteros is if you pick up a girl in a bar on a one nighter and you get home and she has matching lingerie on, she was out there for that. If her lingerie underwear don't match, you got her on a luck.
If you got her home, If you got her
Yeah.
home, she's gonna fuck you anyways. Unless you
Yeah.
fucking drugged her, did the Cosby, right? Something
Well, I
something
mean, when
fucked
you
up
live
like
around
that.
army bases, the dudes and the girls get tossed around like fucking footballs, you know. And guys would come home on a Sunday morning and be like, "Oh, dude, I banged Teresa from the Pink Lady last night, man. I finally got it, or I got her, man. I got lucky." I'm like, "You didn't get lucky. It was your turn, bro. We
It
already
was your
had
turn.
You were number 32. It was your time at the deli. There you go.
Your
I
cue
literally
card came
think-
up.
There was a girl. I literally watched this girl go through the barracks, and I swear to God, and I told my roommate who was from Green Bay, I told my roommate, dude, she is going in alphabetical order in reverse. And he looked at it. And
My name is
literally,
Zorro.
The first guy she went out with, his last name ended in Z.
Okay.
Second guy was the next. It was literally like she was going alphabetically in order backwards. So
It's
no one
hard
could
to
catch
say
up.
the alphabet backwards. That's a
Yeah.
talented young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so Tanner, homosexual sluts. Can you pick them out?
Absolutely. Yep.
Really?
You know, I mean,
And do you guys talk shit about them the way men and women talk shit about?
yes, absolutely. Oh,
I
yeah.
love
Really?
slutty women. I love
Yeah.
slutty women. I don't
You.
yeah, absolutely. My
I mean,
fiance's a
so-
big slut. Look at her.
I got, yeah. I mean, yeah.
She
I mean,
fucks
you know
me.
which ones they
She,
are.
any
You know?
woman who fucks me has some seriously fucking big problems.
Oh.
Yeah, any woman that
Well,
fucks me. Yeah.
Any girl that fucks me does have a big problem, and it is that I'm not big. That's her problem.
Whatever. Okay.
But so yeah.
Plus, sluts are
That's why-
totally okay.
that's why
we
for
should not
me-
shame sluts.
That's
No,
why
I
for
don't-
me,
I
it's
don't
like
even
if
like
they say,
saying
"Do
that.
you want to
I
go
don't-
swimming?" I'm like, "No, I'm already small enough. I don't need anything to make it
But
smaller."
like I said, I don't shame that. I would rather go with an experienced person because they're going to be more fun than like we described it, like, you know, having sex with a fish out of water. It's just going to lay there scared and all that other shit.
Sorry, I should rephrase that. My apologies. Okay, so my woman is a reformed slut.
Oh,
So
okay.
so you know she
Yeah.
has the experience of being a big slut, which is what I personally want in sex,
Right.
because I don't want the teeth blowjob. I want someone who's fearless for when I say let's fucking do anal. I'm gonna stick it in your ass, right? I want her to
Right.
be fearless, being like, okay, give me
And
the
I even
thumbs
like-
up, wave
and
the
on
American
that-
flag, and be like, all right, dun dun dun, right?
And on that same point, I like it when I'm like having a good time inside that vagina and she decides, you know what, we've had enough time in my vagina, let's put it somewhere else. I'm like, well, all right, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I like
Yeah.
that, man.
I want to be
Yeah.
able to do that and shit like that. And this way too, it's more of a challenge. Because if you fuck
Yeah.
a virgin, right? It's like you're the first one, or if she's only fucked like 2 or 3 dudes in her whole life and she's
Yeah.
like 35, which you do run
Yeah.
into right, from time to time. But like, you know, like this the fucking scale that you have and the competition that you have is so minimal. It's like, oh,
Right.
she fucked this accountant guy, she fucked this dude who could fuck her for 2 minutes, and she fucking fucked this other dude. He was
Yeah.
fucking hung like a thimble, right? Hung like a
Yeah.
jelly bean and kind of shit like that, right? That's not. She's never had someone fucking eat her out before because the guys thought
Right.
that was gross.
She hasn't had
Never had
she
her
hasn't had-
asshole licked, you know?
She's never had one of those whiskey dick fucks.
Yeah,
where
yeah. One
She
of
doesn't
those.
know-
I
where
get
she
that too.
doesn't
It's okay.
know- She doesn't know that it's going to be a while. This, you know, pull out a magazine because
The next morning.
Yeah, yeah, we're still, dude. It was so funny. My buddy picked up a girl who was notorious for not keeping herself clean.
Like her
And,
pussy?
Yeah, like she really had a. It was around the neighborhood. It was in a small town that her shit stunk, and he took her home and verified it. So he had sex with her, and he played on the game on the same team that we were playing that weekend that I did my first anal. Well, he took her home that weekend, and he said, "Yeah, I took that girl home. My God, her pussy stunk." And I'm like, "Really?" It's like, "So what happened this morning?" He goes, "Well, she asked if I wanted to fuck again." I'm like, "Why?" I'm assuming you said no. He goes, "Oh no, I fucked her one more time, then I kicked her out."
Had to get a couple rounds
But,
in.
Yeah, but yeah. So Tanner, any viewpoints? Have you ever like found interest in a guy like just hanging out at a bar and then get home and found out he was a filthy fucking pig?
No, I have not had a bad experience.
Really?
No, I have not. No, yeah.
He can pick
Yeah,
them.
it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I choose wisely. I'll choose wisely.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Because like, you know,
Yeah.
that's the opposite kind of thinking that I have. Like, I will fuck any bitch that moves. Like when I'm
No, I
when I'm
won't.
doing it,
Yeah.
when I'm like going for it, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get laid. Like this is
Yeah.
it. I'm going out to find a chick to fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Well, I
fuck
go-
what she looks like
So,
or anything.
so you have a horny level of, okay, I'm kind of horny, so we can be choosy to, this is it, I have to get laid, I'm taking anyone. I have what we call beer levels. Okay, like when I'm
yeah,
talking
3
to a
beers, 6
chick,
beers, 9 beers.
yeah, I'm like that fucking
yeah.
close to comatose, and you're coming home with me. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my Hail Mary is like if nothing's sticking for my 10 taco chick, nothing's sticking, I'll throw out the quick, but I love you. You know, boom, get fatty home. I mean, diet impaired. I don't know what's the label for that, but I get fatty home. I pick a roll. I go with it, you know, till fucking 6 a.m. I throw about 4 fucking Burger King Chris sandwiches down her throat, thank her, and send her on her way, man. So I mean,
That's nice that you do that at least. You know, I would just pack her a sandwich and hand it
you know,
over.
Send
After
her on
school
her way,
lunch.
man.
They're good. Bye bye.
Hey,
Right.
you know, the worst thing is like for me when I do get the, you know, the 3 billers, is it's like I feel like I'm feeding a Tic Tac to a whale, you know.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Biggest
It's
fucking
like,
one.
because it's like so much. It's like you're kneading dough and screwing at the same time because it keeps coming.
No, dude,
back.
it's like pushing a snowman up a hill. You know when you roll in the bottom
Yeah.
ball, it's the
and
same.
then like with the river, when you throw the rock and you get the wave hits the back of her neck and then it flies back at you. So then you see like headlights catching waves and shit towards you.
Yeah,
so
it's incredible.
it's a whole adventure, man.
It's kind of like being in the bathtub when you're like it's too hot, so you put in the cold water and you push the water and it comes up and back like this. It's just, you know?
But also I've had experience, and I don't know about you, Tanner. So I lost my virginity not when I was 19, like maybe a year before or less before I joined the army. I was still a virgin until I was 19.
That sucks.
And well, dude, it's
how many couches did you fuck?
Dude, I didn't know that it didn't count as having sex unless you had your clothes off, because before that I made out with a lot of girls and I pretty much finished. You know, she didn't know. but that, I guess that doesn't count, because guys ask me, so are you still a virgin? I'm like, well, according to, you know, my sticky underwear, no, but I guess,
that is the funniest thing you've ever said. I'm going to save that clip. I'm going to save that clip and put that on Instagram. That was fucking good.
Yeah. So, but I found that there are some people, when I did start, I was like, oh, sex is cool, you know, and I finally figured it out. Like I said, I had no father figure. I had to do all this learning on my own. But there were some where you'd be like, they talk a big game. Oh, I love sex. I love fucking. I'll do everything. Get them home, and you get about 20 pumps into them, and they go, ow, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, Tanner, experience like that?
Usually, from what I found, if they don't talk about it, then it's the best you're ever gonna have. The ones that talk it up, you're like, all right, man, I'm just gonna go open up another beer and fuck myself. So
yeah, I agree. I agree. Definitely.
I agree with that. Except for the one married chick. She explained to me in detail at a bar what she did with her husband. And when I finally broke one of my only rules that I have, not cheating, well, she was the one cheating. She did exactly everything she said. But guys, I never believed a guy that says that he can fuck for hours he's a 2-pump chump, 3 at max. I can tell you, he's probably.
I mean, if
I can fuck for hours, dude.
If I can get to 15 seconds, it's a good day.
That's good.
You know. That's good.
That's good. 15, you know, that's if you honestly, I would love to be able to do that, to be able to be the 1 minute fuck. I have a hard time being able to blow my load when fucking. If I'm getting a blowjob, I can do it in 10, 15 minutes because it's like I don't have to do anything. But because I like to fuck hard and I like to do all these things, it doesn't really feel good to me to fuck super hard. But it's the theatrics of it, and it's the physical aspect of fucking a chick super fucking hard.
Well, to me, it's like a tennis match. Okay, you're just describing it earlier. Okay, if you're on a circuit playing pro tennis, the guy you play today is going to be different from the guy you play tomorrow and the next time. And we like our type of women, like we said, we like our women experience. Yeah. So for me, when I go in for sex, this is game day, buddy. I'm competing with every guy she's ever had sex with before. So
the first 3 times, afterwards though, it's all me.
No, but for me, still, it's the Super Bowl of sex. We're doing everything. That way, when you go home, you can't say, yeah, that guy was kind of lame, you know. No, you're gonna go home and be like, he fucking worked his ass off. Yeah, maybe she didn't like it, but you know, maybe she didn't, you know, like some of my suggestions, like, hey, anyone ever tell you had sexy ears? You're not putting your dick in my ear. You know what I mean? Things like that. But I mean,
I will do fucked up shit, dude. Like I'll, you know, we won't go into super fucked up graphic detail, right? But I'll put her knees to her chest. So it's missionary. I put her knees to her chest, right? And I almost choke her. I don't. I put it like around here, right? Both hands around this way, right? And then I will lift up with my pelvis, right? So hump up, and I will pull her ass in, right? Just like this. And I will look and go to the point where she's like, where it looks like she's being choked. Where she looks like a really happy dog sticking her head out the window on a driving really fast, like this, right? And I will sweat into her mouth on purpose while I say fucked up shit, right? Fucking, you like it when daddy fucks you. Yeah, say it. Say you like it when daddy fucks you, right? And slap her and shit. And this is what, but they have to be into it, right? It's only when they can take that kind of fucking. And to me too, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't psychologically turn me on. That doesn't do anything. But it's the fact that I'm fucking her like this. I'm kicking her ass with my dick, and she likes it. And I like to do that. So so if I were to just like flip her over doggy style and just fuck her and like, you know, watch old videos of Salma Hayek, then I could fucking blow my load in like 10 minutes for sure. Cause it's like, it's all about me and I'm thinking about me and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But, the roughest sex I had was not on purpose. I just happened to start making out with a chick in my barracks bedroom, and I had put the Slayer Rain and Blood cassette in at the same time, and so here in the background I got Rain and Blood playing, and I'm banging this girl, so it was kind of like not really on purpose, but you know, I kind of went with the rhythm of, you know, one of my favorite bands.
It works.
For me, it worked out pretty good, you know.
I can't go fast.
Did you get through the song?
What's that, Tanner?
Were you able to get through the song?
Oh, I got through the cassette, bro. It's only like what, 12 songs, and they're all like a minute and a half, man. They're quick.
So Tanner, when you're fucking a dude, is it like go for it, fuck him as hard as you can, or are you just trying to enjoy it? Are you trying to make sure he has a good time, or what?
You have to start slow, otherwise there's definitely going to be some anal tearing going on. You don't want that.
So we got to slow. We got to respect the O-ring. Yeah.
I mean, you start slow, and
that's foreplay. That counts as foreplay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, depends on the person too. Sometimes it's just like, man, you got to get in, go to town, take them right to Pound Town, stamp that fucking passport, and move on.
Stamp that fucking passport and move on.
You ever been like doing a dude and he said something just totally off the wall that made you wonder if you're gonna get serial killed afterwards? Because I was.
I do have one story.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was in college and it was really quite disturbing. So we got warmed up, everything. We're going at it, and he just stops and like looks at me and like grabs my face and says, "Call me your dirty little bitch." And I'm like, "Oh,
That's okay.
Hey, that's
No.
nothing.
That's all right.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about.
man.
I'm talking about. I was in this middle of this great session and having a good time, and the girl, like, we were laying. Her back was to me. We're laying in bed and we're going at it, and I'm like holding on her boob, and she just kind of leaned back and nonchalantly said, "Choke me," and I was just like, "What?" She's like, "Choke me," and I'm like.
Like for
okay.
real, right? I mean, like,
Yeah, and I put and she's like, "No, harder." I'm like, "Okay, this is a setup or something." Okay,
right."
Either you're trying to get me to kill
No. They love that shit. A lot of them love that shit. Now, given you have to have consent for certain things like that, like I've done push-ups, one-handed push-ups off the chick's fucking throat. She was loving it,
Adam.
man.
Adam, when you have sex with someone, do you make them sign some sort of waiver so you can't get sued by the time?
No,
Yeah,
but
it seems like-
I'm sure
seems
I'll be
like we need
Cosby'd
to-
eventually.
Yeah, it seems like you're gonna need like a fucking consent form sign. I'll draft one for you, man.
I should, yeah, please draft me something. I went to one chick who was so obsessed with being choked that we used rope, we used belts and shit at one point. And that was like, we like Batmaned her. And this is like stuff I wasn't comfortable doing. It's like beyond what I would consider sex. It's no longer sex. This is just
Right,
torturing her.
right.
And I was,
This is her reliving some abuse that she had. During
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
childhood.
and I couldn't
Probably.
say no because I was like, what happens next? Because every week I would go over and it would be something even more bizarre and fucking weird. Finally, I was just like, okay, that's enough. Because she drew a bath. The water was up in there. And she says, okay, come to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, I want you to drown me and fuck me in the ass. And I was like, all right. And I tried it. Right. So I grabbed her back by the back of the head. All right. Just do it. I'm like, okay. So I'm fucking her in the ass. She goes, are you okay? Yeah, keep going. Okay. And then, I had to
Next
stop
step's
at a certain point.
waterboard, and then
Yeah,
next
yeah.
step's waterboarding and a car battery. You know?
Yeah, so like I'm sure she's dead by now from whoever the
Yeah.
fuck tried
Most
whatever.
certainly,
Well,
yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah,
You stopped at the right time because I think her next words in the next 5 minutes were going to be, "Go get the toaster."
Yes. Yeah.
There's some people that have fucked up fantasies and like it's not even a fantasy. It's just like fucked up versions of what they think sex is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like going to the ass fisting stuff, for example. I don't really think that's sex. Like that's
I just think that's disturbing.
it's pretty fucked up. Like, have you seen ball crushing?
Yes. Mhm.
Bob, you seen ball crushing?
No, dude. What I seen was a guy who liked to have shit shoved in his pee hole.
Yep, not good.
No, that's
No.
not fun. That's not a good
That-
Not
thing.
good.
That happens
not-
accidentally sometimes, but like
Yeah.
not
You
by
know.
like force like that.
Yeah.
No.
When that happens, it's kind of like just you gotta.
Yeah, maybe
Push
a
it out like this.
Like a,
hardcore.
tube of toothpaste
maybe
that's
a
almost all
hardcore-
in
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe a hardcore combat veteran, but there's just some things I can't look at, man. And
us.
guys shoving shit in their pee holes is one of them.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Not for me.
But ball crushing, I don't know what the actual term is, but the woman who's often wearing a high heel or some kind of boot steps on his balls or steps on his dick. And it's like, it's not a foot job where she just like, she jerks him off like this or anything and rubs it
no,
against
I
his
mean
stomach.
it's forceful.
Yeah, like she's literally tries to crush his balls or his penis
Yeah.
with her foot. It's a
Oh,
yeah.
real fucking thing. There's like,
No, that's not sex. That's
no,
that's someone that has mental issues, man.
absolutely.
Yeah, for real.
There's fucking going into the pee hole thing. I don't know what this is actually called, but I've seen some shit where they take like a rod and they
Yeah.
stick it into his dick,
Right.
just like straight. And there's like this Australian guy. He's a great guy. I should have him on here, but he sends me the most fucked up videos that he finds on the internet from like
Yeah, I
dark,
encourage
dark web
people,
shit.
don't send me those videos.
I'll send it to you later,
Yeah.
right? But he goes,
Fuck
there's
you,
a
man.
machine. I know, I love you too. There's a machine with the fucking rod, and the guy sticks his dick in the rod, and the machine fucks his dick.
Ugh.
And you can
I mean,
hear the
dude,
guy,
when-
he's not enjoying it. He's going, ah!
I mean, didn't we learn something when we were like 9 years old and mom, dad finally let us take a grown-up shower and we accidentally got soap in our pee hole? I mean, that hurt, bro.
It
You know,
hurts.
At
that
no
was the
point did I
lesson.
ever decide to put soap in my pee
No,
hole.
it just got in there, you know, because
It
you're,
got in.
you know,
I
fucking,
mean, I don't think you're pumping it in. I mean,
yeah, no, I don't. I mean, no, not anymore.
Did you put soap in your pee hole?
after a couple years of therapy, I got over it. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
cool, man.
Yeah. Were you like, I'm going to clean the inside real good here? I'm just going to fucking spruce it
That,
Well,
up.
they said-
that wasn't yeah.
she said, make sure you get behind your ears. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
took it to the extreme. It was
So
You-
Tanner, what is
I'm not even sure if I can say anything after that.
Tanner? So Tanner, what's
You're on
what's-
fire
what-
today, dude.
what's like I said, I was sober. I haven't. This is the first beer I've drank today. I mean,
There you
I'm
go.
just sipping.
Yeah.
Tanner, what's the weirdest fetish you've heard of in the bacon, lettuce, cheese, tomato sandwich community?
Yeah. God, there's some weird ones. Let me think of a good one here. I think some of the weirdest ones is when they go to like these parties where they dress up like dogs and they put the gag ball in the mouth and it's like full leather doggy and the only hole in the suit is in the back and
And what is
people
this
do
called?
that. I don't remember what it's called. I'll research
Well, that's
it, but
that's
That's
just
similar to furries. Remember furries? 2000,
maybe
about 2004 to
but now it's like
2010.
all leather and it's just really weird. They're like gag ball into the leash and they pretend to be an animal.
Dude, I don't
and-
know about you, but I would love to fuck Pikachu in the ass. I would totally go there. I didn't have an appreciation or didn't know about it at the time. I found out about it in like 2016, and by then I was just like, it was too late. There were no more furry parties. But you could dress up like, you remember Bob? You remember Furby? Remember like the fuck?
No.
It looks like okay. It looks kind of like Cookie Monster. Like you put on this big Cookie Monster out suit, and you go to this furry party, and you fuck each other.
Yeah. Interesting.
What it is.
Yeah,
And you-
yeah.
and
no,
you're
I've,
supposed to keep on at least 90% of the suit at
yeah.
all times while you
Yes.
fuck each other. And this was a big thing, but I haven't heard about the leather dog thing. Is that
Look it
new?
up.
Yeah, me either.
It's creepy. I don't know. I don't know if it's new. I don't know if something that happens. all
Are
the
there
time. I
other
don't know.
animals?
There could be if you can find the leather suit that goes with it. You
Well,
know,
it's like that, BDSM kind of thing. I mean, I met a guy who likes to be dominated by his woman, and he gets satisfaction.
All
somehow.
crushing.
Yeah,
Ball
he gets
crushing.
satisfaction somehow. Like he told me, I don't know why. Well, he told me because we were friends, I guess, and he knew I didn't judge people, but he met a girl that was not
Sometimes you
attractive.
should. But anyways,
yeah.
continue.
But anyhow, I asked him. He met the girl, and they hung out for the weekend and did that, BDSM thing. And I was like, well, I wanted to ask, do you ever have sex? And he kind of answered that question without me asking. I was like, so how'd it go? He goes, right before we were going to bed, she told me you sleep on the floor. So I slept on the floor because that was what she told me to do. So I guess
All
it's-
right.
he got sexual gratification from that.
And we're
Get
going to
going.
go out on the GIMP thing. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for checking out this show. We are now 1 minute. We got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
This was an excellent episode. I think we're just going to call it butt stuff.
Yeah.
you should call it
thanks, Tanner.
fisting.
Fisting.
Thanks, Tanner.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much,
Hey,
Tanner. Hope to
guys.
see you again on here as soon as you can.
Anytime.
Next episode's what? I think it's Ghost Hunter 2. I think is
we're
on
doing
that one.
Ghost Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool,
talk to the fucking doctor lady and all that stuff. Let's try to find some midgets and have a great time. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you again soon.
Man. Take it easy.